and to undo the knot. More recently, Dev was being complimented on how good he always looks in his carefully pressed suits, never wrinkled or rumpled. But Dev had the surprising last word. "I can't wait," he's reported to have said, "to get out of these suits." Indeed, it won't be long, Dev, before you can put them away. But we will always remember Dean R. Devadas Pandian wearing them in our mind's eyes. But in our hearts, we will see Dev, colleague, mentor, and friend.
Thank you, Jack. Now Nancy Peterson.
Dev, as Dean of Faculty and VPAA, you have witnessed monumental changes at North Central College. One example, when you became interim Dean of Faculty in 1995, the student population was just under 2,500. Today, we're over 3,000. But with these changes, you have always made it a priority that we do not change our emphasis on a high-quality educational experience for each student. Here, I'm highlighting the program development you have overseen that would ensure that we offer enriched student learning outside of the formal classroom. The Veranda experience will serve as a lasting legacy to your dedication in scholarly faculty-student interactions. In 2005, we offered pilot courses, and in 2008, they became official offerings in the curriculum. You envision these to be ways to create spaces for students and faculty to engage in vigorous, scholarly discussions. This year, more than 140 students participated in Veranda experiences. Undergraduate research is another program which thrived under your leadership and support. The summer undergraduate research program did not exist before you were dean. Now we routinely have 40 to 60 students working on research each summer, many on NCC-funded stipends from across the disciplines at the college. We have also dramatically increased the number of students who are participating in and completing College Scholars Program. This year, we had a record 41 students complete honors theses. This year, we also celebrated the 18th annual Rawls Symposium for Undergraduate Research to showcase this student research. Additionally, this year, we sent a record number of students, just short of 100, to present work at off-campus national and undergraduate conferences. They're only giving me 3 minutes to talk, so I need to move a little bit faster. Just want to highlight a few other programs that have fostered student learning and engagement outside of the traditional classroom. While interim existed before the Pandian regime, D-term, as we now know it, has become a much more robust time for faculty and students to engage in scholarly endeavors outside the traditional classroom. I've already talked about Veranda experiences and student research that take place during D-term. Additionally, we have students travel for D-term study abroad courses. This past D-term, this was over 180 students who did D-term study abroad. Other programs that have been enacted during your time include the Faculty Mentor Program for Athletics, a variety of first-year programs, Tea with the Dean, a preceptor program, just to name a few. The bottom line, under your leadership, you have worked to ensure that North Central College continues to be a place for students to engage with faculty in meaningful, in-depth educational experiences that allow for, in your words, communication, quote, about ideas, issues, and life at a depth not easily gained under the constraints of a syllabus and the time limitations of a typical class period. Thank you.
Lastly, I invite Tom Love, Professor Emeritus. Come up, Tom.
I saw the agenda and couldn't help but notice the words, "and lastly, Tom Love," leaving me to wonder whether you couldn't wait to hear from me or can't wait until I finish. In any case, it is quite an honor for me to return and represent the Emeriti faculty and speak to a faculty that I still hold in the highest regard. My topic today is shared governance. And when I thought about this topic and what I knew about it, I realized that we are a community that's very diverse. You've always heard the names or the groups: students, faculty, administrators, trustees, and of course beyond that, families, alums, donors. And the thing about these groups is, in their diversity, they have very different interests, perspectives, and talents. And so it really wouldn't work to use a hierarchical model for governing the institution. We really can't tell students to read. We really can't tell faculty almost anything. You get the drift for all of these groups. And so we learned a long time ago that what we need to do is to ask, indeed entice them to enter into a collaborative process where all the vices, all of the people would have an opportunity to speak and participate fully toward the common aim of the best possible education. And so that's what we've done, and it has served us extremely well. My next task, of course, is to tie the honored Dev Pandian into shared governance. And as I thought of that, I was acutely aware that on occasions like this, and I think we've seen it today, the job of the speaker is to lavish praise, embellish, and never get to the dirt. I can't get the word out. Dirt. But the problem is, I served with him for 4 years. We were co-chairs, co-division chairs together. And for a number of years after that, on the faculty personnel committee when he was dean. And it got deeply ingrained in me, and it still is there, that one has to weigh all of the evidence. And so it is, last week I visited the campus and found my way up to that room on the 5th floor where FPC meets and pulled out the file on Devadas Pandian. Oh, what a file. I could not possibly have time today to share everything that I found there. But I will tell you that I had certain questions in mind as I went through the file. Did he patiently insist that everyone was heard? Did he follow the rules without deviation? Did he dedicate himself to all of his tasks? Did he employ a clear mind and work long hours? And was he at least a little bit obsessive about getting it right? And I think you know the answers to those things. When it comes to embracing shared governance or any important principle, the man is the Rock of Gibraltar. You do not nudge him from his beliefs and his will to pursue them to their logical conclusion. And I realized, of course, that these are exactly the reasons why I really wanted to be here today and really always appreciated him so much and still hold him in such high regard. The last word, there was no dirt in that darn file.
Rich Wilders, will you come forward? And Dev, can you come up?
I'm supposed to say something else, but the simple reason I'm here is I'm the guy that hired this fellow. So I'm going to propose a resolution of appreciation. It's a mathematical argument. It has several hypotheses and a conclusion. Whereas in your 20 years as dean, you've introduced and steadfastly maintained a deep commitment to partnerships and decision-making underscored by judicious and equitable problem-solving and an extraordinary respect for faculty as shareholders in shared governance, axiom 1. Whereas a hallmark of this era has been your commitment to building and supporting a faculty through strategic hires, an effective tenure, promotion, and post-tenure process, and a range of faculty development initiatives that foster excellence in teaching, scholarship, and service. Whereas you've enriched student learning outside of the formal classroom, beginning with your own students, and have fostered the potential for deep student engagement through such initiatives as undergraduate research, the Rawl Symposium, one-on-one student activities, and the distinctive Veranda program. And whereas you have set in motion program initiatives that have dramatically enhanced the college's academic reputation and expanded the scope, depth, and rigor of the curriculum, including an integrative four-year approach to general education, a foreign language requirement, interdisciplinary and international innovations, a vibrant honors program, more ambitious graduation requirements, and numerous disciplinary and co-curricular advances. Theorem, therefore, the faculty of North Central College hereby express our gratitude to R. Devadas Pandian, Dean of Faculty and faculty colleagues for 30 years of leadership, integrative, initiative, and wisdom, and our appreciation of the profound impact of your deanship on the academic life of the college.
This seems kind of silly now, but do I have a second? All right, thank you.
Speaker,
Yes.
I move that the resolution be accepted by acclamation as signified by applause.
Thank you, Steve. All those in favor, applaud. Thank you. The resolution is accepted. Richard.
We have something for you, yeah, right. It says right here for you. Ready? Okay. This leather portfolio embossed with North Central College seal holds two things, a resolution of appreciation and a copy of the picture in the Academic Affairs Conference Room of the Veranda at Smith House with an inscription of a quote taken from your annual remarks at the student opening convocation. That quote reads as follows: "An education is incomplete and shallow if learning is just confined to classroom exercise. More important is how time is spent outside the classroom on the veranda."
Stay here. No, you got to stay here. It's nice to actually give orders for a change. Dev, as a living tribute to your legacy of learning outside the classroom, the faculty has arranged for a tree to be planted on campus in your honor. A beautiful autumn blaze maple tree was selected and will be planted just north of Goldspine, where you began your career at North Central. As it grows to a height of 50 feet, the tree will be a rich medium green in the summer and turn a brilliant red-orange in the fall. Over time, it will provide an outdoor veranda space for faculty and students to gather in its shade. A plaque inscribed with the quote Rich just read will be placed by the tree in recognition of your deep commitment to veranda experiences outside the traditional classroom. While the tree will stay on campus, we will send you off with a few gifts, 2 gifts in particular. First gift that speaks to your traditional side, a gold fountain pen engraved with your name with black and blue ink. What?
I said it's there.
It is there. A second gift that speaks to your recently discovered high-tech side, an Apple Watch to go along with your new iPhone 6 and iPad. It's the sports version. We hope that it will be useful as you pursue a robust pastime of cycling and hiking with your children and grandchildren. These 2 gifts, the tribute video, the text of today's faculty remarks, and the cards and notes that you will receive all need a place for safekeeping.